Hello there and welcome to Yokayi Footy Shorts for another week. My name is Megan Waters. I'm a Warramunga Yaru woman and this is my brother Andy Krakouer, a very proud, very passionate Minang and Ingida man. Brother, what a weekend of footy that just was.
My sister, it was an absolutely amazing 2 rounds of Sir Doug Nicholls Round. Absolutely loved so many moments that we're going to speak about very shortly.
Yes, indeed we will. But Sydney, they are maintaining their winning streak at the moment. It all started on Thursday night at Marvel. They got up over the Doggies. We saw another draw this weekend. Carlton, they've managed to get the win and now they've made their way back into the 8. Essendon getting up over Richmond on Saturday night at Dreamtime, which we'll talk a little bit more about later. But I want to get started by talking about this game, Hawthorn v the Brisbane Lions. This is the 5th time in a row now that Hawthorn have beat Brisbane. What a game this was.
Yeah, and this man, Jack Gunston, spent a couple of years up at the Brizzy Lions, and so he would have been very vocal throughout the week in opposition analysis, but that's just a great game by the Hawks. They've been playing out some really good footy, obviously had some really close losses, but to be able to get the 25-point win over the Lions, that's a great scalp for them.
It is, and it was really good to see them get the win for Jarman as well. Jarman Impey, who was their captain for the 2 weeks of Sir Doug Nicholls Round. So we love that. We always like getting behind our brother boys. So really good to see. We're going to go to the Cattery now. GWS beating the Cats at the Cattery. Another loss at the Cattery for them this season. Both clubs coming into this game with 3 losses on the trot. This is the 4th loss in a row now for the Cats, so are things looking a bit dire for them at this stage, or is it too early in the season, brother?
Yeah, a little bit too early. You can't really wipe the Cats out. I think they're a really good side, obviously just struggling with a little bit of form, obviously, and some players out of the side as well. But Lekalia, all his teammates getting around him, taking a game-saving mark when the Geelong Cats went forward, probably the last roll of the dice. So to have that 4-point win down at the Cattery, that's an absolutely outstanding achievement for GWS.
Dreamtime at the G, Saturday night, Richmond versus Essendon. This game was so special. Well, the pre-match really, it was all about the pre-match. It was incredible to see our culture celebrated like this in such special form, and it was just, it really set the scene for a really great game. I feel like Richmond were able to really find a bit of spirit. They've come off the back of a pretty challenging couple of weeks. They didn't get the win. The Bombers did. Zach Merritt's been great, but yeah, it was a great game in the end.
Yeah, it certainly was, sis, and it was great to see, as you said, with the spirit and grit and fight that the Tigers did show early, and they did continue on that probably until, you know, probably halfway through the last term, where it was probably going to be the case with a young side and injury-riddled side that the Tigers are at the moment. But great to see Jordan Ridley win the Yukin Award with the best on ground. Had an outstanding game. But another man I just want to mention that they didn't get the chockies, but Dustin Martin, 23 disposals and 3 goals, and even walking into the game, he was showing some love, wearing a jumper with the Aboriginal flag on it. So great to see Dusty representing the mob, and it's great to see him finding a bit of form too. We love Dusty here at Yokayi Footy Shorts, Megs.
We do, and when Dusty's having fun, we're all having fun. Now, it is time to get to this week's Yokayi moment because it is an incredibly special one. Brother, I'd love it if you could talk us through this week's Yokayi moment.
Well, Collingwood taking on Walyalap on Noongar Budja, Wajak Budja as well. So beautiful to see members of the stolen generation, no doubt, you know, the traumas that they've experienced, and we'll talk about closing the gaps and bringing people together, and obviously Reconciliation Week this week as well, so that sort of leads into that. But it was just such a beautiful moment to be able to connect with those people and bring them out onto the ground. They would have absolutely loved it. Our mob loved their footy over in WA, and you know, what Collingwood and Walyalap were able to do was so beautiful to see, and you know, it brought a tear to my eye, Meggsy. I was really emotional watching it, and then also the Collingwood theme song being sung in language as well. We don't hear that too much, and then obviously the normal theme song getting played after that. But that was just such a beautiful moment, emotional, connected with culture and family and community, and that's what it's all about, Megs.
It is. That's what this round has been so special about, highlighting culture for us. So I'm already counting down till next year. It is time for Ask Andy, and I wanted to ask you, Nick Daicos, Harley Reid, he's the talk of the town at the moment, who had the better first 10 games?
Well, Megsy, just by watching the games and not having a look at the stats, I'm going to go with Harley Reid. I think just what he's been able to do, he's doing everything in all areas of the game. He wins his own footy. He loves the physical presence and he kicks goals as well, not taking away anything from Nick Daicos. But I think the side that Nick Daicos came into, they were absolute stars and really around the mark. In his first year, they lost in a prelim against Sydney. Sydney played Geelong in the grand final in 2022. But, you know, he's an absolute star. But Harley Reid, I just think for mine, his first 10 games is probably better than Nick Daicos. As I said, he's just great to watch. We seem to be talking about him every week. So he's in his first year and he's an absolute star. So Harley Reid for mine, Megsy.
We love Harley Reid and everything about him here on Yokayi Footy Shorts. Before we wrap up, we just want to give a quick shout out to Talking It Up. Make sure you tune in this week because Liam Henry is our guest and we had a really great conversation. You can listen on the AFL apps or wherever you get your podcasts. That's it from us at Yokayi Footy Shorts. We will be back to unpack all of round 12 next week. Thank you for joining, as always, my brother, and being the deadliest legend that you are.
Thank you, my sister.